Grant Garcia, one of the cartilage surgeons here at Orthopedic Specialists Seattle. Today we have a unique case testimonial. I'm pretty excited about this one. This is a young girl. She unfortunately had 2 previous transplants, cartilage transplants of her patella, and that's already a really big challenge. She's petite, she's young, she's active, and unfortunately both of them had failed from an outside institution. She came into my office with a lot of pain, some micro instability, and it turns out that she kind of had a combination of things. She has instability and ligamentous laxity, but in addition she had had these transplants that just didn't work. So we decided to consider doing a third, which again is pretty uncommon and overall a little bit of a riskier procedure, but she was miserable. She could barely walk. So we did a third transplant. We did a TTO this time to really offset that, because I think that was another one of her issues. And then we stabilized her patella also with an MQTFL reconstruction. And you can see that a year out, her TTO is healed, her patella transplant is healed, she has minimal pain, she did very well with her recovery, and overall a pretty awesome result for a difficult situation. Enjoy. Tell me your story.
All right, well, I came here after 3 patella cartilage transplants, 2 previous transplants, and then arthroscopy surgery to scope my knee, look at everything. I was sent here to Dr. Garcia to have him look at my knee. We ended up doing some tests. We all knew that it was going to be a hard decision on what we were going to do. We talked to Dr. Garcia, and he sort of created a plan with us on what we could do as far as doing a third transplant. So he made me feel really comfortable in doing a TTO procedure as well as that transplant. Okay. Before coming to see Dr. Garcia, I was struggling to walk long distances. I wasn't able to kneel on my knees. I wasn't able to do hiking, swimming, any of the things that I would normally be doing. I was on a high school swim team that I ended up having to not be on anymore. I came here, we talked about sort of my options, did my surgeries, and now...
Mom and you, please tell me how you felt about our conversations together and how it felt with setting expectations and going over the procedure. Did you guys feel informed?
Well, for me, I feel like the procedure was explained very well to me. I definitely was cautious about what I was going to do just based on how I was feeling beforehand. But the way it was explained sort of eased my nerves a little bit, so that I could actually think about it, learn about the procedure without my nerves being there. All
right, Mom, how did you feel about our appointments and understanding what was going to be happening?
I felt really informed. I was really concerned about the TTO at first, but once you showed me how it would work, I felt like that was a really good option for us, because at that point we had nowhere to go, nothing else, no options in our future, and that felt like we now did have an option.
Okay, so I have been recovering for a little bit now. I started off, it was a little bit of a harder recovery at the beginning just because of like my TTO added on. I wasn't in any more pain though. It was just more of like I have to get my quad back up to where it was, which I worked with physical therapists on that. I got it back up very well. I didn't have any issues with my cartilage. I didn't feel like it had failed like I did in my previous surgeries, which is why we ended up having so many surgeries, is because it failed. So I feel like afterwards I'm doing a lot better. Recently I have been hiking in Colorado, I've been paddleboarding, hiking in Costa Rica, doing lots of stairs, which is something that I previously was not able to do. And all these things, I don't really have pain with them, and it's really great to be able to do them.
And tell me about how your expectations are compared now. How do you feel about this surgery?
Now, after having the surgery, I feel like it was the right decision. I feel like if I would have just had another cartilage transplant, we would have been in the same boat, but now being here, doing all the extra steps, I'm very happy with where we're at.
If you had a friend with a similar injury, would you recommend going through this surgery if you knew that this is something they needed?
Yes, I would. As long as they were able to put in like the effort and go through all the mental challenges with it, I feel like yes, I 100% would recommend it to them.
Awesome.